Alright, Zachary Garnett, the one who knew my true name. What are your thoughts about Fallout 4 so far? And happy 5th YouTube-versary. I have not played Fallout 4. I've seen reviews on it, and it looks like an amazing game. I probably should play Fallout 3. I've been playing a lot of Fallout Shelter, though. I'm kind of done with Fallout Shelter. Oh, and then he posts anniversary above. By the way, guys, if you make a mistake on a YouTube comment, there's a little icon. You hover over your comment, and you can click edit, and then you can edit your comment. And also on Facebook, this is also true on Facebook. I don't know why more people don't utilize it. I use it all the time because I constantly make mistakes. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like a great game. I'll hopefully play it one day, but probably not until it's an old game, because that's how I do it. I don't play new games unless they're an indie game that I really like pretty much anything by Team Meat. Oh, Team Meat's, I gotta buy it. There's a game called Fingered that Team Meat made. I just found out about it, or I found out about a week ago, and I need to play it because Team Meat made it, and I love all their things, and I will give them all of my monies. They get my money immediately. Everyone else, they wait. So, yeah, it looks good. One day, maybe. Should play Fallout 4. Hey, I get excited when I see it, though, because all the outfits are from Fallout Shelter, and I'm like, ooh, look at that. I guess I'm posting a picture of my Fallout Shelter since right now in the video, because I don't know where else to show that. And I did take a picture of it. But yeah, the game it's a free game, but eventually pretty quickly there's nothing to do, but I'm still playing it anyway, like once a day. Alright, Samuel Dexter, will you answer my question? Yes. Question over. By the way, so Samuel Dexter actually sent me a thing like a year ago, like where he wanted me to voice act this thing, and I said I was going to do it, but there was a lot of mistakes, and he said he would correct them, and then he sent to me again that most of the mistakes weren't corrected. So I'm sorry that I haven't done that, but like, I know English isn't your first language, but it was just too much. There would have been too much that I had to correct as I'm reading it. And I have trouble reading anyway, so, like, the grammatical things were messing with my head. So, sorry about that, but I hope that project that you were working on comes together in some form. Alright, Laani Bunny. Laani? I remember once I said I couldn't see how to say your name, and then you gave me your pronunciation guide, but I've forgotten. So hopefully that was close. And she's posted on a lot of my videos recently. Alright, what keeps you coming back to the survive this type gameplay? Plants vs. Zombies brought some interesting gimmicks to the tower defense gameplay. Despite being a tower defense, Orcs Must Die is a very different experience from Plants vs. Zombies. But many of the survival games like the Rebuild series, Zombie Trailer Park, Don't Starve, and now this War of Mine don't seem like a different experience. It's the same thing over and over again. Find stuff, defend stuff, make more stuff, and improve stuff, and defending stuff. So what keeps you come back to this game? This is a bit of an interesting question because there's a few of these games that I don't see as the same. Plants vs. Zombies, Orcs Must Die, and Zombie Trailer Park, I would say, are in one camp. Rebuild, Don't Starve, and This War of Mine are in another camp. So, like, I don't equate the tower defense with the survival type games. Also, Don't Starve is a little bit different than all of the other ones because it's a roguelike. And let's not get into the definitions of roguelikes. There's some people that are like roguelike purists and say that it only means like very specific things that are very similar to the original game Rogue. I think the term is expanded essentially to games with permadeath. But so I'd say like that game's, I mean, This War of Mine I could definitely see how it's similar to Don't Starve to a certain extent. It's just the interface is so... I mean, the experience feels really different to me, playing Don't Starve in This War of Mine. Like, even just the fact that you're managing different characters, and the fact that the action is way more... I mean, a lot of it is based on, like, trying not to get into confrontations, where in Don't Starve you pretty much have to. Rebuild, I also get a completely different feeling from that. It's about, reinforcing a town, essentially. I mean, the town is almost more of a character... or more of the goal than the characters of the town. And Rebuild specifically, I come back to... like, it's all of these games are different experiences. For me, anyway. I don't know if they're different experiences for people watching. Rebuild was great, at least the first two. I wasn't able to do this in the third one because all the characters are reset every town, which... really kind of a detriment. But you're able to make little stories about each character, and it's interesting, and there's actually an impact when they die. And I'd say that's the biggest thing about the so-called Survive This, is that there is a major impact when you die. Also, if you're going to include those, do you include like Binding of Isaac? If you're going to include Don't Starve, is that because that's a survive this, as you say? But Binding of Isaac feels a lot different than any of those other games. It's amazing. But like, let's take Binding of Isaac. When you die in that game, or when you're about to die, there is an intense feeling because it's going to erase what you've done for half an hour. However, it's not like a Mario level that doesn't have a mid-game save where you die and you have to go back like 10 minutes and it's terrible. Because in that situation, you're going to be doing the exact same thing. In Binding of Isaac, you die, but it's going to be different, and you might be a little bit more powerful or be able to play uniquely because you've unlocked certain things. And this is the reason why Don't Starve has not a lot of interest to me, why I lost interest very fast. When you die in Don't Starve on the single-player one, it is literally a damn clear slate. Except for unlocking new characters, you don't get any type of boost or boon for your other playthroughs, and I don't like that in roguelikes. I like when your playthroughs matter a little bit. FTL also, is that included in this list? Like, FTL almost is like Don't Starve, but you do unlock different ships. And there are so many different ships in that game that it certainly felt like I was making progress each time I played. And there's little achievements that you can do to unlock different types of that same ship. But the tower defense is kind of a different beast. But yeah, I guess that would be, I guess if I had to succinctly answer my question after rambling for that, it's because death matters. Yet when you die, you don't really feel like you're being punished. So that's really what's appealing to those. Alright, Bella Zorna. Hooray, for 5 years. What if the sky were green? Well, I would assume that everything would be the same. Green skies would be normal. And the only difference is that at this moment, you would be asking me, what if the sky were blue? Sharu Potter. How did you meet all of your friends? All of them in my life? Or do you just mean the ones that you know about because of Let's Plays? Alright, well, let's just go with like my core group. Relic and Companion Cube are from the game Die Tonight. They were both in my meta, and we played together. And eventually, we ended up playing games together. Dagless, I literally met, and I think this has been asked like every time actually. Dagless, I met in Killing Floor. Like, he randomly was in a game of Killing Floor with me, and we found out that he was recording a YouTube video, like his first YouTube video. So you can actually see that if you look at my channel, like his first video where I pop up, and also my Killing Floor video. That's the first time we ever talked. And he started talking like Christopher Walken, and he was in a giant chicken suit, so that's why he's a chicken. It's actually that experience that turned his like icon into a chicken. Private Buttkiss was Relic's friend, and he started playing with us. Yoshi contacted either Dagless or Companion because he was trying to find other Let's Players that had a similar level to him, and that's how he was in the group, essentially. Other random people that have been in my videos, like Terra or Taz, were just subscribers that I ended up playing with. Unfortunately, that doesn't really happen anymore because I'm not like able to record I can't really record with people too much anymore. And I've stopped accepting most Steam requests just because I had so many people on Steam that I didn't know who they were and I didn't actually talk to. And there's people that have been on my Steam list for years that I haven't talked to. I'm thinking about actually reducing people that I haven't interacted with, but I in general don't accept Steam requests anymore. Oh yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything. Alex Delane, do you put things in your butt for business or pleasure? I think this question was actually intended for Buttkiss. I'm going to answer for Buttkiss because I think I know the answer. For business, of course. All right, Shiny Light. I know you've been a subscriber for quite a long time. Well done, young cactus man. So my question is, do you have any siblings? And then she replied to her own comment saying, Companion, where are you? You should be asking Cross about butts. So, should you, Buttkiss? Oh, well, Buttkiss already asked a question. And then the person before you asked a question about butts, so it's pretty much been covered. I do have 2 siblings. I have a little sister who's, well, I say little, but she's a year and a half younger than me. And I have an older half-brother who's the one who gave me comic books and is the reason that I can read. And he's like 10 years older than me, I think, and I didn't meet him until he was 12. Until I was 12. I didn't even know he existed. There was some crazy crap happened with his mother, or my mother and his father, And she didn't have custody, and she didn't have contact with him at all. Basically, I think she willingly gave up custody. It wasn't like there was a battle or anything, but he wanted her, and she wasn't in a position to take care of him really. So, and their relationship definitely wasn't going to work. So, but then I don't know exactly how she completely lost contact with him, but I think until yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I never really probed her about that, to be honest, but I'm pretty sure some painful crap happened there. But I actually recently, me and my girlfriend visited my half-brother when we were moving to Arizona last year, and it was nice. He's awesome. And he's got an adopted daughter, and he just married someone, so he's doing great. And my sister, we recently went camping with them, which was with her and her boyfriend. It was an experience to remember. We'll put it that way. I don't think I should dish about things that happened on the internet. All right. So yeah, that's that. Josh Nevers. Cross, my friends and I are thinking about starting a YouTube channel with some LPing, some movie commentaries, and some League of Legends videos. Some trolling, some serious. What advice can you offer to make it easier? This is the question I want to ask you in your 5-year anniversary video, but I have some other ones that are based off of this video. So let me just answer your first question. So that's great. Do it. Here's first of all, the first thing to make it easier is, one, don't be afraid of what you're putting out, and don't expect to get a gigantic audience quickly, possibly ever, because the market's just really saturated right now. So just do it for fun is what I'm saying. The reason you shouldn't worry about putting things out is because, like, some people think, like, I'm going to release a video and people are going to make fun of me and it's terrible. What's way more likely to happen is that you're going to release a video and no one is going to interact with it at all. Like, at all. No one's going to say anything. You're going to have a low view count at first, possibly for a very long time. So you have to do it for you, essentially. There's also complications when you're talking about a collaboration. Like, be prepared for one or more of your members just not wanting to do it anymore. Make sure, if that's the case and you really want to do it, make sure you have a way to maybe do, like, solo content after the... Make sure you trust everyone, because I'm assuming everyone's going to need to have access to the channel. Like, one person could just nuke it if they wanted to. But yeah, just have fun. Just do it for you guys. Don't worry about other people. And try it. If there's anything holding you back, just jump into it. Try it. See what happens. Alright, so for the other questions, have you unlocked Lilith and Afterbirth? I have. Have you beaten the Blue Womb yet? I have not. What do you think of the new challenges? I've only done Blue Bomber, and it was kind of amazing. I really liked Blue Bomber, but I haven't played the other ones. Lilith is a weird character because she's really powerful in greed mode, but then in other modes, it's really dependent on your pickups. Like, she could just have a really uninteresting run. But I'm not going to get too much into Lilith. I'll do that when I finally post my videos on it. If we post our first video, would you be upset if I posted a link in your comments in one of your videos? No, you can post a link. Usually when people post links in my videos, they're automatically put into spam, but I always check my spam video. Like, you'll also get put into spam if you post the same comment over and over and over again, guy who keeps on telling me to play the second Hulk game. And that's not something that I'm doing. YouTube has correctly, in that case, determined that you were posting spam. But yeah, if you post a link, I'll look in my spam folder when it inevitably gets put there, and I'll unspamify it. There used to be YouTube replies, for anyone who remembers. Like, people could make reply videos, and I had an open policy that for any one of my Let's Plays, you could post your Let's Play into it, and I love that system. And it no longer exists, and I'm still kind of miffed about it. And I think they should have replaced it with something similar. But apparently a lot of people are abusing it, and not a lot of people actually click the links. And I still liked it, though. I liked seeing what some of my subscribers were doing, and I was just able to click under the videos and see. And a few people did utilize it. Gear utilized it. Fire of Shadows, or is it Shadow of Fires? I confuse your name. But yeah, they both posted their videos under it, and it was cool. But yeah, feel free. Just, don't post the link repeatedly or anything. But yeah, just once. It's fine. Once under one video. All right. Reagan McCarthy. You've mentioned a couple of times that you have a pseudo OCD in games. What's the craziest thing that OCD has led to? I don't actually have I. I don't remember. I'm assuming I have. I mean, I have a little bit of a completion. Like when people say OCD, they either mean like they're playing like a building game and they want everything to be symmetrical and perfect, or they just have an obsession to complete things. I am not a completionist. But I guess the craziest thing I've done just to see everything is one of my favorite RPGs ever of all time, and I'd love to do this, but Konami's also weird with Let's Plays, so we'll see what happens there. But, Suikoden 2. There is a plotline in Suikoden 2 that is time-based, and you only have a very small amount of time to do it, and you essentially have to rush through and sacrifice parts of the story in order to see this. But I think the first part you have to get to it in like 3 hours, which is crazy. And then someone gives you a piece of information, and you have to get to the next character in a certain amount of time. And if you mess up any of these time constraints, the storyline is locked out forever. So I spent 20 hours trying to see the end of the storyline, which I did. So I'm basically rushing past story. There's a glitch where you can level up really fast. I did that because it's kind of necessary to get through the battles faster. And was it worth it? I kind of think it was. The storyline was awesome, and I never would have seen it otherwise. I'm sure now I could just look up Clyde's Quest, which is what it's called, and just watch it that way, but not back then. Internet was not that big back then. So I wanted to see the damn thing with my own eyes, and yeah, I guess that's the craziest thing that I did. Is like I want to do everything in Suikoden. However, I was never so crazy that I was like, I need to get all of Suikoden's recipes, even the one that you can only get once. And there's a random chance. Like I've never been like that. In fact, when I'm playing through a game the first time, I purposefully don't try to get everything so that there's a reason to go back. And if the game is good enough, I will go back. Otherwise, you get caught in side quest hell sometimes, which is kind of what happened to me in Fallout 3. That's why I never completed it. I get stuck in side quest hell, and I just couldn't help it. All right, American Slime. What's your favorite Superman movie? Ooh. So that would be, as far as I know, the original 4 movies, The Superman Returns, and then The Man of Steel. Probably the first movie. I mean, part of me wants to say the newest movie just because I remember that more. Also, Batman vs. Superman just really doesn't look good to me at all. So I don't know if I'm going to deal with it. I mean, I had major problems with Man of Steel, but it was fun. I did not like Superman Returns. That was boring and terrible, and it was a story that we've already heard, but more boring. But yeah, the first one with Christopher Reeves is the one that I have the fondest memory of. Like, sure. The fourth movie was pretty crappy. Though I've told people the best part about the fourth Superman movie with like the Nuclear Man is there's a part where the Nuclear Man was doing evil things, and one of the evil things he did was go to the Leaning Tower of Pisa and straighten it. And all that did was that there's a guy that was making models of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and he's like, no! So then at the end of the movie, he's made all of these straight Leaning of Tower of Pisa things, like they're all completely straight, and he's selling them. And then the real Superman comes by and makes the Leaning Tower of Pisa crooked again. And the guy's like, no! And he smashes all of his new statues. But just the fact that there's a creature that was so evil that he was like, I'm gonna fix this landmark that is famously broken. That is what I will use my cosmically crazy powers that could destroy the world for, is to annoy like one guy a lot. Also, there's a poor teddy bear that fell in lava in that movie, and I always felt bad for the teddy bear. So I guess I'd say the first Christopher Reeves movie is probably the best answer for that. I really, in the Man of Steel, like the way they treated Superman's father, I thought was incredibly stupid. That entire thing was stupid. Ugh. I like who played him, though. All right, Squishy's Father Rage. I think that says Squishy's Father Rage. Only one question, but there's so many to ask. I know, I'll ask multiple questions, you can choose one to answer. Do you know how to Pokemon? Have you played Pokemon? Will you ever Pokemon? Do you like Time Splitters over Halo? Do you even do you? Have you ever randomized a Pokemon game? Other generic stuff people ask. So most of these are about Pokemon. So I'll just say I've only played Pokemon Yellow. I got to Lavender Town. I had a problem where my horrible compulsion in RPGs is to play everyone evenly. Doesn't work very well when you're carrying around 40 characters, so that kind of screwed me a little bit. I love my Gyarados, though. My Gyarados is amazing. He's probably my favorite Pokemon, just because I didn't know that I was going to get him. I was just leveling up my Magikarp, and all of a sudden it turned into a fish, and the description was that he destroyed entire cities in ancient times, and I was like, ah! And he was like, he has crazy psychic powers, and I loved him. But I have no plans to ever make Pokemon videos on this channel. I'm sorry. I'm not interested enough. I do like Time Splitters over Halo, but I've played a bit of Time Splitters, and I haven't played Halo, really. I played some multiplayer with some jerks that were being jerks once, but it wasn't a good experience because they were being jerks. But yeah, Time Splitters 2 co-op. That's what I played. It was pretty fun. But we only got to the Prohibition era, and then we stopped. No, I only played it once. So, Annoying Anarchist. Did you expect to be LPing this long? I never really thought about it, to be honest. Yeah, I never thought about it. I never thought about how long I would do it. I figured I'd just keep on doing it until I stopped having fun, which is almost what happened in 2014. But once my mind kind of got stabilized and I got together with 203, I definitely became interested in it again. So I don't know how long I'll be doing it, but I'll keep on trying. I could see something like if my channel ever got deleted, I could see myself just being like, nope, done. But barring that. Alright, Jason plays games. CrossKnights, can I send you a Steam request? I am called GamerBat. I actually did just, Oh, and I want this so when I get money, I can ask you what game you want and I'll buy it for you. That's very nice of you. I did actually accept your friend request in this case. As I said, though, I don't often accept Steam requests, especially if it's just a random request. I don't know who they are. If I'm playing a game with someone from, like, Awesome Nuts, I never accept those requests because I hardly, like, feel like playing Awesome Nuts with, like, my girlfriend or my friends at this point, you know. I'm definitely not going to play it with a random person. So I did accept your request because, you know, you did ask on my 5th anniversary video. But, in general, I don't accept requests anymore. I'm sorry, people. I always knew it would happen one day, but it's happened. And I'm hardly on Steam anyway. Like, I'm almost never on Steam. Like, I'm always offline if I'm recording stuff, and I don't really play with my Let's Play friends nearly as much either, because I just don't have as much time anymore. All right, Adam Clemens. Hey, Cross, congratulations on 5 years of content. Alright, question. Have you grown as much as you liked? Do you wish your channel to become bigger, or do you prefer a smaller community where you're able to reply to everyone? Hope to see some cool stuff soon. You should play more Payday. Hashtag meow. Ugh. Hashtag ow me. My channel, again, I've said this many times, has grown way larger than I ever thought it would in my wildest dreams. Not in my wildest dreams. My wildest dreams, it was bigger. But in my realistic dreams, way bigger. So, yeah, it's grown as much as I'd like. I really do like the size of my community, I have to say. There's been very few comments that have made me feel bad or persecuted or just people yelling at me. Like, there have been a few. But when you have a really big community, that's when you start drawing in people, and there are people watching your videos that don't actually like you. It's a weird phenomenon. And that's when you start getting a bunch of asshole comments. And I definitely don't want that. You know, I'm pretty much fine where I am. I do wish I can make a little bit more money on it, just because if I lose my job, I'm not making enough money now to justify keep on doing it. Whereas at the beginning, when I was making 3 times as much as I'm making now, I definitely could justify it, because that was a large chunk of my rent. It would still be a large chunk of my rent if I was making that much. But if I ever lose my job, it's just going to have to go back to, like, being it's really going to, even if I don't even know why I'm saying that, because even if I was making as much as I was before, it would still have to go back to being a hobby, because I still want to be able to live off that amount of money. And there are things like Patreon and stuff I could do, but I don't want to do that, because then I would feel obligated to keep on doing this, even if I didn't want to do it anymore. You know what I mean? I mean, in a way, it's actually good that I'm way less dependent on this for money, because I have the option to just kind of walk away if I want to. You never want to feel like this type of thing is an obligation, basically. That's another thing if you start, because then your videos are going to be crappy. And who wants to watch, like, crappy forced videos? Not I, and I certainly don't want to make them. Alright, well, now it's actually past my anniversary, and I'm recording this. What is it, the 15th now? Yeah. Oh, well. Sometimes I usually don't get all the questions. I had to wait for the rest of them to come in. I recorded what I had, and then I waited. So, Joshua Woodyet. Woohoo! Many congratulations on 5 years, 4 of which I have been with you and enjoyed all of your amazing LPs. Well, thanks, man. And I hope that you have even greater success. And I still really want to meet you IRL. Now to the question, if there was one game that you would really, really want to LP, what would it be? Oh, and if you ever need any geography lessons, well, that might be a lost cause. Stay fantastic, and may you ever defeat the Crow, because you are the sleepless warrior, the crusher of zombies, the greatest LPer of all time. He can win as long as you, the man, the cube, the chicken, the private, and the sock man stay amazing. May your legacy remain, because it is freaking awesome. Sorry I went off on a tangent, but you get the gist. So, no, this is pretty good. So what was the question again? Oh, a game that I really want to LP is the Suikoden series, because again, I've been in this weird RPG kick where just like every month or so I feel like I need to record another RPG. That's probably not true. There was a break between Earthbound and whatever the hell I recorded before that, right? It might have been like Final Fantasy VII, so there was actually a huge break. But Suikoden, one of my favorite RPG series of all time, at least the first two. The third one was good, and I never played past that. I've heard that I shouldn't, because they don't become that great, and they don't end up like answering some of the big questions that the series poses, which that's always disappointing. But yeah, I'm just a little bit. One, it's a console game, and I'd have to deal with my horrible capture card, and two, it's a Konami game, and they have some practices that make me paranoid about Let's Playing any of their games. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll do further research in Konami. Maybe if I could get an emulator, that'd probably be easier than digging up my disc anyway and plopping it in my PlayStation 2 and dealing with the capture card. So that could happen, because I love that game series. I'd love to play both of them. And I don't think enough people know about them. They're kind of I'd say an extremely underrated series, like extremely. He does, but it looks like you haven't uploaded in 6 months, but alright. In any case, your question: what's your favorite shape? Go into all of the details. Why do you like this shape? The particular color of the shape. What it reminds you of. Every detail and key to finding out your evil plan to the world domination. Shenyu told us you had plans. I don't think Shenyu told you anything, and he probably wouldn't be happy with you insinuating that he gave secret information away. My favorite shape, I don't know, X's are cool. I like X's. I'm not just saying that because your name is Test X, but my name used to be Cross X, so, you know, it kind of fits. Yeah, I like X's. X's are the coolest letter. Z's are pretty cool, too. But X's are really where it's at. Alternative answer, Ninja Stars. Alright, Junkyard Playa, who actually, he got me a game in exchange for some graphic design work, which I hope he's happy with. I said, like, it has to be very simple, and then I ended up spending, like, 4 hours on it, because I can't do anything simple. I always make things complicated, even if they are simple. Do you like anime, specifically Yu-Gi-Oh! And the spoof show Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged? I never watched Yu-Gi-Oh! And I watched a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, but I didn't watch much of it because a lot of the jokes are for people who have watched the anime, and since I had not watched the anime, I did not get a lot of things that were happening there. So, I have watched Dragon Ball Z Abridged, though. Not all of it, but a lot of it, and I really like Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Plus, the guy that made this, it was amazing, and I don't think he's doing it anymore, but he was doing an LP of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, and it was amazing. It was obviously scripted, like he put a lot of work into every one of his comments. It was great. I loved it. And he Let's Played it as a character from Yu-Gi-Oh! So, damn it, what was it even called? I think it was called Obey My Rod, I believe was the channel, but I don't know for sure. Everything that I've mentioned, by the way, like if I mention a link, I'm trying to put all the links in the description. There is 2 in the last video, and it looks like there's going to be at least 2 now, because I'm going to try to find the Obey My Rod channel. Awesome Let's Play that just stopped, but I liked it. It had like 15 parts. Alright, Diana Tropus. Well done on 5 years, Cross. I've been enjoying your LPs for most of that time. That doesn't say Diana, it says Dana. Dana. Whatever. Anyway, I've put together a cross-wrap of some of my favorite games you've played. I figured I'd share it here. Contains spoilers for a game. How many can you name? Now, if this was the daytime, I would completely attempt to sing this, but I don't believe that I can give I don't believe I can give adequate. Yeah, I'm not doing this, so I'm just going to display it on the screen. If you the spoiler that they're talking about is from Final Fantasy VII, which is a game that I played. If you don't want that giant thing spoiled, don't look at it. But I swear that spoiler is akin to who Luke Skywalker's father is at this point. But whatever. But yeah, there it is. I think it was great. I'm sorry, I'm not going to say it out loud. But yeah, this is pretty awesome. I like it. So thanks for that. Owns, who I did a few videos with him in the past, but it's been a while. I think we played Awesomenauts a few months ago, but that was the last time I talked to you. What are your top favorite console games ever? That's a little bit hard to say. When you say console, I just keep on thinking Super Nintendo, because that's the console I have like the most affinity towards. But definitely Chrono Trigger. Dynasty Warriors 3 has to go on that list because I played that game so much, especially when you include the Extreme Legends expansion. That being said, console games with expansions are dumb. I mean, it's freaking. I don't like the way they did that. But yeah, so those are those two. Let's put Suikoden 2 on there just because I was talking about that. We Love Katamari is a game that I still go back to a lot, so I'm putting that on there. And Path of Neo, putting that on there. Was that 5? If not, I don't know. That sounds about right. If I thought about it for a long time, I might have slightly different answers. I probably wouldn't have put Katamari Damacy on there if I thought it for a real long time, but when I think about games that I keep on going back to, that kind of has to be on there. So that is that. All right, Haku Hunter. I have a pretty simple question that you might have answered before, but I don't remember. That was years ago. What types of art, aka paintings, drawings, writing, singing, playing an instrument, cooking, have you ever had as a hobby? Just drawing, really. I do sing constantly, but I've never had any formal training in it. And I'm not amazing at singing. I'm not tone deaf, but I can hear my voice not doing what I want it to, which means I know that I would need some type of something to push me further. I remember I asked if you just say I need help, people just be like, just sing, and it's I've been just singing my entire life. Obviously, I've reached a plateau, so I don't know how to push it further. I've tried to look online to figure out how to sing better sometimes, but it doesn't. I always get bored. And they just start with this really long intro, and it's just skip your intro and just tell me what to do. But apparently there's not a set procedure. Usually I understand that voice coaches are hear what you have already and then give you tips, and it's hard just to give people generic tips, apparently. Drawing I used to do all the time, and I kind of stopped after I made this channel, which is a little bit sad, but I had a drawing project that I started in 2008. That was where I tried to draw something at least every 4 days, and my drawing skills went through the roof when I did that. But yeah, I started the channel, and then all my energy went into the channel instead. Oh, and if you're counting cooking as art, I really do like cooking. I've learned how to make a lot of new things since moving out of my mother's house years ago. Alright, Companion Cube. What has made you the most spooked in life? It took me way too long to come up with this question. Yeah, I was talking to Companion in Skype, and he's like, I need to ask you a question. It's very important. I'm like, you're not obligated to. He's like, no, I am. I was. So, I guess you mean what are my fears in life? Lately I've had this fear that a cop's just gonna come and stop me as I'm walking my dog and arrest me and put me in jail. I feel like I have an unnatural fear now of just being arrested and not being able to defend myself and being put in jail. I don't know. That definitely creeps me out. I haven't had health insurance for a while. I'm going to try to sign up for it again, but I keep on running into stupid glitches that don't let me sign up for it. They require some type of information I can't give, or it's changed because I moved. That screwed things up last time. Or one time I went to the site and they're I put in all my information. It was we don't know who you are. Call this number. And I called the number and I got robots that wouldn't bring me to a real person that could actually help me. So I'm worried I'm going to get hit by something and lose my life savings, or die. I don't know. If I died, it'd be whatever. But if I lost my life savings and continued to live, that'd be terrible. Which can totally happen in this country. You have one accident, you don't have health insurance, or you do even, and it's a major surgery. Boom, life savings gone. The only reason I'm able to live how I live and make these videos and do my part-time internet job is because I save so much money. But it could all be gone in a flash, and that's terrible. Also drowning. I don't like the idea of drowning. But yeah, that's pretty much. Also, he posted a terrifying jelly man walking upstairs video, and that's not cool, man. It's not a cool video. The thing that most spooked me in life is actually probably that video that you posted. All right. 02 Theta. I remember. Oh, you're a really old subscriber. I feel like you might have asked a question in every single one of my videos, or question and answer videos. If you can make any game, what kind of game would it be, and what would you want it to include? I would probably want it to be a third-person view action game, like Path of Neo. That genre has so many possibilities. There's so many different types of games, like God of War and Devil May Cry. So I guess I would want it to be in like the spectacle fighting genre, which is a genre of like 3D beat-em-up games that focuses on looking as badass as possible and being freaking amazing. So, I mean, I would just love another Path of Neo, really. I mean, or with the same type of mechanics. It could take place in a different world, I guess, but something that has that same feel where you can interact with the environment maybe even a little bit more than in Path of Neo. But Path of Neo, oh god, that game is so good. I love that game so much. And the fact that, like, the last time I Let's Played it, that was like the 8th time I had played through it or some crazy thing. I was finding things I'd never found before. I was able to, I started to be able to pull off moves that I was never able to pull off before because some of them were really hard to understand how to do. So, yeah, that's the type of game I'd make. Okay, this question came in 4 hours ago, which is way after the deadline, but hey, it's the last question, so Daniel Benson. Hey, Cross, what games are you planning on playing? Well, Binding of Isaac Afterbirth, definitely. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. People gave me enough encouragement that I think I want to play Breath of Fire. I hope you guys know what you're getting into. It's a really old RPG. And I think I explained it in a way that got people excited about it, but hopefully that's not just nostalgia memory, because it's been a long time, and it is an important game in my childhood. RPG made by Capcom, nonetheless. So, maybe it will be cool. I have amazingly fond memories of it, and I'll be cutting out a lot of the random battles, because it's going to be a slog. I just hope I have fun playing it. It could be a problem if I don't have fun playing it. But, I just make these huge commitments. But I think it has to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it does have to happen. And mentally, those are the only ones that I have planned currently. I don't know. I really would love to get a massive backlog going where I had like a month of videos, but I never get that far ahead. But that's why I have to backlog. Every time I get like a week or so ahead, I need to do stuff in my life, and it falls behind again. So, I've definitely gotten to the point where it's been a little bit harder to motivate myself to record sometime. Like, I'll just go through like a few days and I'm just like, I don't want to do anything computer related. But it's getting cold. I'm going to be less likely to want to go outside. And we'll figure it out. I also have a lingering thing. There's that game, Electronic Superjoy. I never 100% completed it. And I kind of want to do that. But in order to do that, you need to get all these secret stars. But you might randomly see Electronic Superjoy 4th video. Or I think there's only like 4 videos on that series. I could be completely wrong, however. Plus, there was an expansion that I bought that I was going to Let's Play, so that might come up sometime. It's just a simple platformer, that game. I guess I'll put a link to that series if you are interested in it. But that is it. 5 years. Boom. In the can. If you want, like, special updates on things, then, I mean, it happens very infrequently, but my Facebook sometimes has advanced videos. There is currently my first episode of Binding of Isaac Afterbirth where I play Greed Mode. Unfortunately, I didn't know that there was a nerf that happened with the character I picked, and it could have gone better. Could have gone worse, though. Let's be fair. It could have gone way worse. But, yeah, so that's on Facebook if you like that. I've got Twitter. I did my anniversary stream on Drive Not Found for Rogue Legacy. I'm going to do another one. I just don't know when. It was really fun, and I thank anyone. Like, there was about 15 people watching at max. So the people that showed up, thank you very much. I feel like I recorded at a time where a lot of my American younger fans were probably in school, but I should probably record on the weekend or stream on the weekend sometime. That would make sense. Oh, also, I got some really nice comments about my story about going to the bar to try to be social last video, and I appreciate that. The thing, it's a lot easier to do something that you're terrified of when you're at such a low point that like nothing matters. It's just it got to the point where it's like I need to change something about myself or I'm going to die. Like it was getting that desperate. Also, I think what was her name? It was like Iso. Like he said that like he feels like he's at the point that I was back then, and that sucks. And like if you really are feeling that isolated and down, like I just hope that you can figure out an avenue to make little steps to improve yourself. Because like if you have social anxiety, I mean, first of all, you'll get a lot of people telling you, "Oh, it's just easy. You just go up to talk to people." People who have actual social anxiety know that it is not easy. It like people that don't have it just assume that anyone could do it because for them it's a little bit awkward and they had to get through it, but it's so much worse for people with social anxiety. It's this paralyzing like brain-rending thing where I remember if I'm around too many people that are just randomly running around, like my brain shuts off. I can't speak properly. It's better now though. Like part of it was doing this, but yeah, it can be terrifying. Like just little steps. Like if you really want to try to change that type of thing about yourself and try to connect with people, you have to understand that it could take years. But if you even getting in your head that you want to change and that you want to try to connect with people, that's a huge step. Like because until last year, I don't even think I had that first step. I kind of wanted to, but like. I didn't make it a priority. I didn't do anything to try and connect with people. I just kind of accepted that this is the way that I am, and that's just going to stay like that. But if that's the way you think, it is going to stay like that. And even just doing little things like making attempts to contact people that you already know, like friends that you haven't hung out with a while, just try to make little connections. So anyway, I hope it works out for you. Yeah, it's Isazo, I think. Yeah, hopefully things work out for you, because the position I was in was not a good one, and I would not wish that to be on anyone. But it did give me the impetus to try to reach out to people, and that's part of the reason that things worked out pretty well for me now is that I made that attempt. But just being on that mindset helped, just being receptive to other people. But all right, I am CrossKnights. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and here's to another 5 years when I'm 37. We'll see. We'll see if it's still viable by then. I don't know if I'll be able to keep my other job that long, but we'll see. All right. Later.